Dim 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 dim. Oh my goodness, it's a little bit flooded. Woohoo! Hey, there we go. That didn't go according to plan. RevelatorAlf. I wonder how deep a Harley can go. So look, go slowly, slowly. Yeah, nearly up to the pegs. Not bad. Yeah, just nearly a foot of water there. Oh, yeah. So what we do? Half a foot of water here. That's all right. Well, that's a foot of water. Yeah, that's come right over the pegs there on my side. That's it. Woo. Now I know it gets incredibly deep down there. It's on a bit of a hill, but I'll see how deep I can go before I get into serious trouble here. Yeah, this is just under the pegs here. I think this is about as deep as I really should go for now. Yeah. Time to dry out the bike, I think. Right, I've got to somehow try and get off the bike without getting my feet soaked. The bike might be waterproof, but my boots aren't. Right, I'm going on my heels. There we go, look at that. So, the question is, can your Harley walk on water, or ride on water, or ride through deep water? Actually, yes it can. It's really good. I would say up to, you're safe, I would say, up to about a foot of water. You just got to avoid really splashing it. I mean, your feet are going to get wet, no doubt. But up to about a foot of water. And what you're really looking at is just the top of the primary, where the electrical panel is. That's where you're really going to suffer. Your intake into the engines is really quite high up. So actually, you're going to have to go through about 2 foot of water to get any water in the engine. So that isn't really an issue. Electrical underneath, let's say the voltage regulator, stuff like that. Well, actually, those are waterproof connectors there, so that isn't really an issue as well. I mean, you've got to be really unlucky for the bike to have electrical issues through water penetration on your bike, especially on modern Harleys. I mean, modern Harleys and modern bikes in general have got waterproof connectors as well. But your big problem is going to be the electrical panel. But that bike can go through water, and quite deep water. Yeah, I'm wearing the wrong shoes for this too, by the way, guys. Totally the wrong boots. There we go. How I suffer for my art. But you see down there, the voltage regulator. Yeah, behind there are waterproof connectors. You got a few other electrical connectors underneath. Not really an issue. So your intake is going to be here, your air intake. So as long as the water doesn't come above this level here, then most of the time for the engine intake, you'll be fine. The exhaust, well, as long as you keep the engine running, the water isn't going to go into the exhaust. You can just power it, just blip a bit of the throttle, and that's going to power that out. So your big issue then is the electrical. And the electrical from about this point on. So I would say a generous 1.5 foot of water, you should be all right. But any deeper than that, yeah, I think you're going to be in trouble. Let's go and try it out, shall we? All right. Woohoo! And it's starting to rain now as well. Would you believe it? Now, as you're riding through, you're going to get this kind of bow wave as the front wheel kind of splashes it all out of the way. That's going to help to keep it off the bike, as long as you keep momentum going as well. So even though you've got deep water, you could actually go through quite deep water, relatively speaking, unaffected. Let's go over the can. Let's go over the can. Yeah! Oh! Tried to do a bit of football there. Didn't quite work. Now, obviously, you know, you've got to be really careful. I mean, one of the things, I mean, you kind of take this from my adventure riding world, off-road riding world as well, if you're going to approach water and it's really dirty and you can't see the bottom, then that's where you've got to be really careful, because you could be going through you know, a big pothole or something, and that'll destabilize the bike and everything like that. I mean, right now this is just above my whoa, you see? You see, I couldn't see the actual curb there. Cool, almost went. Woohoo! Look at that, you see? So this is not all fun and games here. If you can't see the bottom, then you could easily hit something, like I almost hit there. So luckily I was going slowly. So that's the other thing I would say: go slowly, but keep on moving through as well. That's what you want to do. Just keep on moving through. So here you can see I can see the bottom. Look, my feet are completely getting soaked here. But look, I'm going to go and see. Yeah, that is getting really deep there, guys. What I'm going to do is back this up. That will probably be the limit of the bike. Although, because it really does go in a kind of dip like that. Funny as hell, there's me trying to come off all instructor like, and I almost come a cropper. Oh dear, what a complete knob. There we go, look. So anyway, as I was saying, as long as you can see the bottom and it's not too deep and just keep it going, you should be absolutely fine. The problem is when you can't see the bottom. So just keep, make sure the water isn't too deep, but it will go through it. No dramas. I wonder how deep that is. I wonder. This car park gets flooded every year, and I can see that is really deep, the far end, because it does kind of tunnel away. I mean, just look at the light stanchions there. Yeah, that's well over a foot of water down there. Let's give it a go, shall we? Look how deep this is, guys. This is right up to virtually the intake. Unbelievable. The heroic Harley was absolutely heroic there. I really didn't think that was going to make it. I honestly didn't think that was going to make it. Oh my god. Just keeping the power on. Keeping the power on. Don't worry about wet feet. That is coming right up to the intake. Wow, there we go. Hopefully, guys, I've demonstrated that these Harleys can go through really deep water. That water was coming right up there to the intake. Well, at least the engine got a nice wash. There we go. Right, so the purpose of this video is to show you that I almost come a cropper, that I almost drowned. The heroic Harley can go through deep water. I would say nearly 2 feet of water. I mean, I got to measure it right up to the air intake, but do you know what? It did it absolutely brilliantly. Just be aware of getting the water in the electrics. Just be aware of getting the water into the engine intake. Most of the electrical connectors have waterproof liners as well now, so it's not really much of an issue. But there, look, if there was ever any evidence, how deep can you ride your Harley Davidson through flooded water? Well, right up to the ignition here, right up to the air intake there on the right hand side. That's how deep it is. That's how deep you're going to be. I mean, you're going to have to test your brakes as you go through. You're going to have to dry those out, of course. Well, there we go. And you're going to have to go slowly, otherwise you're just going to get splashed to hell. Well, there we go. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. Well, there we go. Going swimming with my Harley. Not bad, eh? Not bad at all.